Well, good morning. We are at Cathedral Grove, and we got this sign here, Cathedral Trail. See Cathedral Grove on a short loop walk that takes you through a forest of giant trees. The largest are 800 years old, but most sprouted when a fire opened the forest about 300 years ago. And we got a nice little plaque here about David Douglas, which is pretty neat. And yeah, I'm gonna take you along Cathedral Grove as we walk in it, but it's just such a beautiful, lush forest. So we've made it up to this viewpoint, and we've got a nice little nursery log here. We got a sign talking about how the forest used to be a lot denser, but there was a big windstorm and a lot of water, so a lot of the trees kind of got uprooted, which has allowed the sun to actually break through, and for a lot of kind of littler plants to soak up that sunshine and grow, which has led for a different kind of ecosystem. But it's just beautiful, beautiful, lush forest here. Like, it makes me think of like Endor from Star Wars, or something from like a dinosaur movie or something like that. It's just absolutely beautiful. I gotta say, I love how just wide and tall these trees are. Like, it just looks like they keep on going forever. But this is just so beautiful. Got some fungi. So we've made it to a little stream. It looks like it would actually be a really good place for gold panning, because there's all these bends in the river. But it's very pretty, very kind of open. Like, you definitely wouldn't be allowed to camp here, but it'll almost be kind of cute to like camp on the rocks there in between the rivers. But yeah, just lush, green, and pretty. So we're gonna test how cold this water is. We're gonna be refreshed. Oh, that is very cold. Oh my gosh. Don't go swimming in there, it's real cold. So we got this absolutely massive tree going on here. It is so pretty. We just kind of got all the trees kind of all around us. And it's beautiful. We got nursery logs going on. And just beautiful, massive trees. We got all sorts of fungus and old man's beard and lichens. And just beautiful trees out here, and the light is perfect. So this is the draw of the park. It's the big tree, as they call it. It's literally taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it's like when Columbus sailed in 1492, this was over 100 years old already. So it's an old and massive tree. Like, you can't even tell how big it is just because of all the foliage and stuff around here, but it's just majestic. It's so cool. And then there's these big trees kind of all around who have fallen, and upstarts who think they can be taller, but it is a beautiful, beautiful tree. And yeah, so the largest tree in the park is this giant Douglas fir. It is over 800 years old, 76 meters tall and 9 meters round. It was over 300 years old when Christopher Columbus came to North America in 1492. Douglas fir is one of Canada's oldest living tree species and can live up to be over 1,000 years old. So we've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa here, which is this tall, and we're all the way up here, 76 meters, whereas the Tower of Pisa is 56. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, one of Europe's most famous landmarks, is dwarfed by the size of this big tree. Tree age can be determined by counting the number of rings on a burl or by a core sample from a living tree. But yeah, just look at that. That is just magnificent. So we are on the other side of the park now. Got to cross the highway. And it looks like this is another loop as well that goes to like Cameron Lake and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be able to see a nice view of the lake as we walk. This side looks like it was logged a lot more. It's a lot more open. I think maybe one side was logged and one side wasn't, because this is super open compared to the other side. And the trees also look a lot smaller. There's a lot more red cedar here. There's definitely some firs as well, but there's quite a few more red cedars kind of going on. Lots of the sword ferns as well. But yeah, it's definitely a lot less lush and just kind of more open. I definitely prefer the other side, but this is still pretty. It's just, it's kind of different, and I think I prefer the other one. So we've come to the river again, or creek, or whatever you would like to call it. I guess this is what runs into the lake over there and what feeds it, but yeah, it's nice that there's a little off-path area. The sun just coming through the trees is beautiful. I love the way that looks. But it's just nice to be out in nature. It is a little chilly, like my ears are a little bit cold, but it's just nice to be out again. Like I've been really lazy about doing this, and it's just so nice to get out and do this again. It's so calming and like refreshing, and it's just awesome. I know there's lots of wind warnings about here and saying don't come in this forest if it's windy, and like this is why. Like this tree is literally spanning across the river here, so it'd be a good way to get to the other side without getting wet. But and that one too. But just look at this root system. Like these things must have had some crazy winds to pull them out. Like look at that. That's just crazy. Just wow. So we've crossed the road back to our side, and we can finish both sides of the trail. This is kind of what it looks like from the outside. But definitely kind of a busy highway going on here. It's an alright park. Like if you just want like a little walk, it's good. If you're looking for a hike, it's definitely not worth your time. There's some beautiful trees, and like it's kind of cool to see. But if you're looking for something challenging or long, don't come. But it's nice. So I'm up at the top of the tower in Port Alberni. We got a nice little view going on. So we've got kind of the bay here. There's the donut shop down there. Apparently it's the best donuts on Vancouver Island. Just got the smokestacks, the fort, I guess you'd call it, for it being Port Alberni. Got some nice sculptures going on here. We've got the fish, eagle, more fish, another eagle. It's like nice mountains and everything too. Got flags. Beautiful mountains up there too. Like a winding staircase all the way down. People feeding the pigeons. And the winding road, or the big road up to the mountains. Very nice. So here we've got the quay, which is also their sewer output, so you're not allowed to go swimming in here, which is funny because the ducks seem to love it around here. But pretty much all the benches seem to point this way, which I believe is where the sun sets, so there must be a really pretty sunset in the evening. But even this, like, it's quite nice. But you got the boats coming around, you got the factories, got the walk. That's where we were up there, kind of overhead looking. But it's a nice area. It's a quaint little town, and I kind of like it. So we're out in the rain, and we almost got stuck down in the mud down here instead of walking down the first time. Then we almost got kept in by the gate, which was pretty scary, because like the dude was literally about to lock it up as we came up, so that was a little scary. But we've walked back down now, and we found the sign to Hole in the Wall, so we just got to keep coming down this trail. We'll keep going this way, and eventually we will make it to Hole in the Wall, even though it's pouring rain. But you know what they say, if it ain't raining, it ain't training. So we continue. Well, we been coming down the trail, and it looks like there's the remains of an old car just on the side of the trail. Looks like that's definitely seen better days, but that's kind of fun. Yeah, just literally on the side of the trail. So if you follow me, water everywhere. We found the hole in the wall. Look, it's the giant hole in the wall. Looks like it was foretold. Great success. We made it. So I think we're actually on the wrong side of the hole in the wall. Because from the pictures and stuff that I remember, you'd see the water coming down. So I do believe we should have been on the other side, but it's still pretty cool to see.